What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today Cody and I are going to be doing kind of a walkthrough of our bow setups and the bows that we're shooting, arrows that we're shooting, releases, all that good stuff, just to kind of show you what we're shooting for this year. So to start off with, this year I am shooting the 2020 Obsession Turmoil RZ. I shot this bow for the last year and really actually enjoyed it quite a bit. It's a budget bow from Obsession, so if you want to see more in depth about this bow, I'll put a video that I did actually right at this exact spot up here in the corner, that way you can click on it. So for the sight, I got just a casual extreme mountain gear that actually came with it. It's got a light here on the side to turn on, but right now it's actually super dim. It's been worn out a lot. And then for the rest, I got the Limb Driver Pro V from Vapor Trail on it. The sight and rest came with the bow, as well as the quiver. One nice thing that I like about this quiver is if I want to take it off for any reason, it's got a bracket on the side here. I can just lift this puppy up like right here and it'll just slide off just like that. So for my stabilizer setup, it's a little bit weird, but I got a V-bar, I think it is, with a little back bar here, and on the front here I got the stabilizer that came with it, and then I screwed a fuse stabilizer into the front of that, so it ends up being like 12 inches or close to 12 inches with like a 5 or 6 inch back bar. So I've actually really liked that setup and have been able to shoot very accurately with my stabilizer setup like that. And then I had the wrist sling that came with the bow, but I got this off of my old Mission Craze, and I just like this one a lot better than the one that came with it. So these are ABB strings, America's Best Bow strings, and they've got these little silencer things on them. One thing I did add to the string is this nose button, which I have actually very much enjoyed. Every time I come back to full draw, it's just that anchor point on my nose, just as a reference that I know I'm at full draw and I'm at up and down is right on the string. So I got this D-loop replaced at Attaboy's Archery. It was a bit bigger than what I was expecting, and I don't know if I really like that or not, but it's a fairly big D-loop, as you can see. So I think right now I'm pulling 27 inches, but I'm not sure where all that is with the draw stops too, how much that adds or takes out of that. But my cams are set to 27 inches, so whatever that's worth. So enough of the bow, time to get into the arrows. The arrows I'm shooting this year are the Gold Tip Kinetic Chaos, and they're the 400 spine. So I originally bought 4 of the Kinetic Chaos arrows, and I'm down to 2, which is not that great, but better than most of my other arrows, considering that I bought these last February and it's September now. So I'm planning on shooting these arrows with a nocturnal. I only have one nocturnal this year, and then I'm going to have QAD Exodus on the other end. So I just got these QAD Exodus broadheads in the mail, and these things, from what I've seen of them, look like super sharp. So I'm just going to take one out and show you what my finished arrow setup should look like. So one thing that QAD really brags about in their Exodus broadhead is how it has blade over shaft technology, which means that the blade goes over the shaft, and I'll show you what I mean when I put it on this arrow. And right there, and when it's screwed in properly, you can see how the blade actually comes back over the shaft. So that's one really important design feature of this broadhead. Another one is how it's got this sharp chisel tip that leads directly into the, so it's not like the chisel tip is hitting and then a little bit later the blades are hitting. It's the chisel tip is opening the way for the blades to come right behind, and that's able to happen by these blades coming directly out from under the chisel tip. So this is going to be my finished arrow setup right here. Gold Tip Kinetic Chaos 400 spine with Blazer vanes, nocturnal lighted nock, and QAD Exodus broadhead. So this is not a cheap setup at all. The nock is like $10, the shaft is like 15 bucks a piece, and the broadhead is 3 for $40. So this ends up being a $35 to $40 arrow setup if you buy everything at the original price. I'm really excited about this arrow setup. The Chaos have really good front of center, so it should have pretty decent penetration. I don't know what my finished arrow setup is, how much it weighs, but it's decent. It's not terrible heavy. But anyway, now let's get on to what release I'm shooting. So the release I'm planning on shooting this year is this absolutely ancient Scotch Release, but I can shoot it well, so I like it, and why not shoot it? It goes on your hand like super weird. It like straps on like that and then goes through and then comes back around. It's kind of complicated, but at least you know it shouldn't be coming off anytime soon. So I'm not going to talk too much about this release because I really don't know too much about it, but this is the release I'm planning on shooting this year. This past summer, I was shooting this Scott Advantage release a little bit. I've shot it a decent bit, and it's missing a rubber band in here, so it's not exactly how it's supposed to be. So we're planning on releasing a video about this release sometime in the future, don't know exactly when. So this is a solid little hinge release. I shot this thing a decent little bit in the past couple of weeks, and overall I've been very impressed with it. If you punch the trigger, you'll see that your shot will be off to the left, at least in my case it is. But if you focus on squeezing at full draw, pulling through the shot, and then you can usually get very accurate results. So this is the Nikon Prostaff 550, and it's obviously super beat up, if you can see that there. So I got this from our neighbor, and whenever you turned it on, it was so dim you couldn't even see the crosshairs and the reading on it. So he said we could have it for free. And with time, it eventually got darker, and now we can easily see, same as any other rangefinder, exactly where the crosshairs are and exactly what the reading was. So we got lucky. We didn't have any rangefinder before that. We just had to guess. But Cody and I share this rangefinder together. So usually if we're in the stand together, I have it, and I'll just range it before either one of us shoots it. So Cody actually made this little pouch to go around it. It's camo, gives it a nice grip, feels good, not as cold to the touch on cold days. And then, so of course, we added a string to go through the slot in the rangefinder and around our neck. So this string here used to be longer so that it would go around our neck and all the way down here. But if you have your bow up and you're not sure how far it is, I didn't want to have to reach the whole way down and back up to get a reading. So I shortened the string, that way now it goes around our neck and sits right here. And the idea behind that was, if I'm holding my bow here, not sure how far deer is, just ready to shoot, I can get one last minute reading, 25 yards, and clip on my release, come back, and I know how far it is. So that was the idea behind having this rangefinder. So I'm also going to be using the Vortex Crossfire this fall, and that's going to pretty well round it out for my setup. Now it's time to go into Cody's bow setup, what he's shooting, and so yeah, it's time for Cody's setup.
All right guys, it is time for my bow setup. All right, so this is the 2015 Bear Cruiser. They came out with a whole line of cruisers. Yeah, I like it, and I can shoot good with it. So this was a kit setup. If you know the actual kit, I changed everything except the sight and quiver, including the strings, and yeah, replaced the stabilizer and rest. This quiver is nice. I like it. It came with it. Has these two little pins here which lock into here. So basically I just set this down like this and twist this down, pull this little lever here, and it snaps in place. So we'll get into my arrows later. So for the bow itself, I'm just going to start off with strings. I got them replaced this year at Miller's Gun Supply. Got new strings on her. They are the Rode R15. So far, I mean, I have no issues with them. With the strings, I mean, it just had a grand old peep sight on there. And the rest is one thing that I have been kind of surprised at. I bought this rest separate from the kit bow. Yeah, I got it on eBay for like 25 bucks, and I've had it for like a year or two and have not had one issue with it. It's probably like the best rest out there for the price. I mean, it's a drop away, super nice, absolutely love it. And then the sight is a little different. It is a Trophy Ridge Joker 4-pin, but I added 2 additional pins. That is it. And then on the grip, I just used electric tape. It is a lot better. So I have a nice grip, and it is not near as cold as you touch it in cold weather. And next, the stabilizer. I do not have a back bar, but the actual stabilizer itself, I really like. Like, I got it on Amazon. It is the Trophy Ridge Static, and I love this. You can thread another stabilizer into the end of this one. Enough about the stabilizer, now into my arrow setup. So these are the Mossy Oak 500s. Basically, you can find them at Walmart. But one thing I'm very surprised at is how straight they are. They are a .003 straightness, which is pretty straight. And then the spine is 500, and it came pre-cut at 26 inches, which is perfect for what I need. So the GPI on these arrows are 6.9, which is on the little light end. Adrian's are 9.0, I think. And yeah, these are fairly light, but with a 100 grain broadhead on the end. I need to figure it up, but it will be not too bad. I used these last year and I've been very impressed with them. Anyway, those are my arrows, and my broadheads, they said they're gonna arrive today. I got them from Cabela's, but those are the Blackout Toxic, and I shot those for 2 years now, and I absolutely love them. They are a crossbow broadhead, but I can use them for compound, no issue. So next up is my Release. I have this old TrueFire. I'm not even sure what it is, but it is slightly modified. In the back here, I've shortened this post right here so it's super short. I added some extra holes here so I can get it tighter around my hand. Anyway, this is the Release I'm shooting. Yeah, I mean, I can shoot good. Deer season is right around the corner. Adrian and I are super pumped. All our stands are set out. You do it. I don't know what to say. No, you do it.
So that's basically Cody and I's setup that we plan to be shooting this year for Ohio whitetails. And I got a trip coming up it's about 4 or 5 weeks away from now. The last 2 weeks of October, I plan to be out west in Wyoming chasing mule deer with 3 other guys. So make sure you stick around for that. That'll probably be divided into 2 or 3 episodes. We'll see once how that goes, but super excited about that. My first hunting trip out west. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. So of course we're gonna still be here hunting whitetails throughout the season, and I'm planning on going down to Virginia earlier on in October, so hopefully I can do a little bit of hunting there. So make sure you stick around for those videos. That should be fairly exciting, fairly interesting of our entire season. So comment down below, let us know, would you rather see our hunting videos right after they happen, or would you rather us wait till the end of the season and have a cool intro and outro for every video and make it into a series of videos? So let me know down in the comments which you would rather have. And so that wraps up this video. Cody and I's bow setups. Hopefully we can put them to good use this fall. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next video.